Week 3 of the NFL, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Saints and the Seahawks, next on Madden Football.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at Lumen Field in downtown Seattle.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
And they'll run. It's Ken Walker.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercising before this one, and they're paying off.
The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 12 carries, 61 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first, but they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
4 yards the pickup, first down. The Seahawks at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They felt they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
Hang on here. We got an injury. And, yeah, it's Cooper Kupp who's going to receive some attention following that last play.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Here's Darnold. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
So here come the Saints now for their first drive.
They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Louisville.
And not the start that anyone really wanted. Maybe expected, though. 0-2 to begin. But that happens when you have a rookie quarterback. There are going to be some growing pains. But what I like is around this team, the players, the coaching staff, all of them keep emphasizing how much they believe in him, and they expect the results to show themselves soon.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
2nd and 13. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Returnable here from the 38.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
You look at the Saints defense.
Now they're squarely in the middle of the pack against the run this year, number 16 in the NFL.
And being able to set the tone early in this game, because when you get down to it, it's that sign that we saw in their football facility when we visited with them. The one that said no explosives, no big plays, no chunk plays. That's what they've got to take care of. But we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's his 2nd drop right here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say only in the 1st quarter. Certainly a ship that he wants to right quickly. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 7 carries, 55 yards.
And only 7 carries in last week's game, but I just don't know how any runner can really get loose and feel like they're into the game with that few carries. You've got to get that number up to around 15.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Again, it's Kamara.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a 2nd empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
This is brought in at the 21. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
Still going. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On the give, here's Charbonnet.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8.
Open man right side is Cup, complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Darnold.
He completes this to Walker.
And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
Taking it about the 16. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Seahawks defense gets to him and they bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello to big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways.
Back to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Getting in there and knocking that pass down was Ernest Jones.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Taking on the midfield logo. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Here's Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings us 2nd and 5 at the Saints' 39-yard line.
From the gun, it's Walker.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Now Darnold. Can't get away, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 4th down coming up.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. It's caught left side by Cooks.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on third down. Even better decision.
A first down carry now for Miller. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Kamara up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. They're going to look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
There's a short one caught by Johnson.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Back to throw, Darnold.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
That is caught.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Olave with his first grab, and he also has a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They'll look to throw again.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Back to throw again.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
The slot man in motion right. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now run by Charbonnet.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This offense so far on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken in at the 48. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Now 2nd and 9.
They'll set up to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Now that's absolutely terrific technique right there by the corner. Exhibit A. Zone coverage, knew where his man was in relation to the football at all times, and made a nice play.
He'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Complete to Olave on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
He'll drop to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Alvin Kamara.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up.
Darnold now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Now it's Darnold.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Darnold. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 53 yards.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints offense and the veteran Alvin Kamara getting set for this next possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He gets it to Cooks. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 7. Sliding out of the pocket. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
2nd and 10.
Back to throw.
There's a short one caught by Johnson.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was the Eagles who come away with the home victory. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From Philly, we head up to check on the other team in Super Bowl 52, the Patriots in Foxborough. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Josh Downs, a touchdown catch in the victory. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Second down, and it's Kamara again.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down.
They'll set up a throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over first and 10.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10.
Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Walker now on first and 10 to about the 48-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
So here's a 3rd and 14.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And in the second half of a tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Darnold from the gun.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
No receivers open, so he was forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And out now come the Seahawks.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Back to throw, Darnold. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They certainly have the right read on that one. The weak spot in a cover 2 defense, right down the middle because it really stresses the safeties. And they're going to be a little bit frustrated they weren't able to connect on that one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Let's take it inside his own 40. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give him 5 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down. So a player's shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 8.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Out of the pistol look, it's Miller. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. This is Neal. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it, because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows a defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 76 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
In motion, the tight end. Off of play action, Darnold. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Darnold. Hard throw, incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Fielded just inside the 20. So the scoring dried up here in the third. Nothing that quarter for either side. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
He'll look to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fielded at about the 28. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker set to take over once more. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Darnold. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety and being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
By the way, you'd be looking at about a 47-yarder from here as they come up on an important 3rd down. Now it's Darnold. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, Oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Neal.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there, excellent, because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial game.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
They go back to the ground now with Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Devin Witherspoon takes him down defensively.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, they run with Neal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
So here we go, a big spot now for Blake Grupe.
This to break our 4th quarter tie. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He'll get that to Charbonnet.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Darnold now to throw.
To the sideline and incomplete.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
Here's Darnold.
Staying on his feet.
That is caught.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now Darnold. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he is going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Darnold to throw.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And Walker has it. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
A 43-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
Connecting with Johnson. And he's got a 1st down as he's tackled inbounds at midfield.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Penalties not what they needed here. 1st and 15.
They'll look to throw here.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
They'll set up a throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks.
That one behind his receiver and incomplete.
And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's the Saints who are going to be in position to get the ball first as we are back underway and set for overtime.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, We need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
On play action, they'll throw. That escapes the sack.
Finds his man. That's Olave on the crossing route.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll try the right side here with Miller. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll set up to throw.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
This is Neal, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up, and now 3rd and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And that is no good. And that changes everything here in OT. So possible disaster there. It's an empty possession, and there's no worse time to have an empty possession than the first drive of overtime.
Yeah, and remember the situation now, Brandon. It's sudden death from here on out. You can bet he's begging for a chance to redeem himself. But the question now is, will that chance ever come?
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
Shows his strength at the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
97 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Now Darnold with his first throw of OT.
He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Walker with it. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Back to throw, Darnold. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. Off of play action, Darnold.
Complete to Smith and Jigba.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Now a 3rd and 6.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
To throw is Darnold. And this one is incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And they'll be celebrating in Pioneer Square tonight. The Seahawks have won the game. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slide.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Were you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a